Hello, this is Northwest Trains Models. I'm just in my loft, the double O gauge layout. Just doing a little update on the layout. Just a little tour of it as well. So we just start with the church scene, which is probably like the most finished scenic wise part of the layout that I've done. And I'm quite pleased with it. It just needs a few more people for the wedding scene. So we just need to, where the wires are here, I need to figure out something to fill in that corner there. That's what I was after with this video, really. Just some ideas off people. So that's a question mark over there. We move on to the station area. Now what I want to do with this didn't glue together very well here, so there's a bit of a gap. So I filled it in, and I'm going to try and mix some paint up and try and blend it in. And also I think I'll try and get rid of the white on this and paint it grey. And I've got some fences to go on. If you remember a whole video done where I got the Build Your Own Model Railway Village magazines, I got a couple of packs of these fences here. Now what I've done with this is I've painted them the rail match paint, Great Western Cream, so it sort of matches the canopy a bit on the station building. I was tempted to paint it red, but I thought I'll try cream for now, see what it looks like. So I've got those to go onto the station, and also with the magazine I've also got about half a dozen of these, so I was also going to fit them on the station, a couple of them. And also moving down to the 009 part of the layout, the bottom half. If I've got enough left over, I'll probably fit one or two in the station area here when I eventually build it. Which moves me back to this corner here, right, to give somewhere for people to come from to get to the narrow gauge railway. I've cut a big chunk out of this board here. So I'll bring a bit of a tunnel opening here for the railway, and I'll also make a bit of a tunnel opening there for a road, so people got access to the railway basically. And I was thinking about doing like a little mining museum scene in this corner, or I suppose the easiest thing to do is just put a fence up and put a little field there, so I haven't decided yet. This backboard I put up, it was in the last layout update. I'm going to paint that like a sky blue colour. But this is the corner here. This I'm not too sure about. I was going to ask a question to anyone: what should I put in this corner? As you can see, I've done the row of shops and houses along the back there. I've got my church over there. So what can I fit in this space? It's about 1.5 foot wide. I suppose at the widest point it's probably about 1.5 foot down to about 8 inches, something like that. I've just put those terraced houses there temporary, but I don't think they're going to stay there. So any ideas what I could do in that corner would be much appreciated. So like I said, I put a little tunnel mouth there. I've got a tunnel mouth here to go on once I've painted the once I've painted the back scene, so that'll go on. And then moving back to the 009, this is going to be the station area here, and I'm hoping to make a couple more sidings in here and create the appearance of where there used to be an abandoned mine. And moving on here, I'm actually going to cut this board away all the way around, lower it, and then you can see the little bridge there that I fitted. I'm hoping to create either a little bit of a harbour scene or a beach scene, so all that's going to have like rockery around it, so the water enters through here high tide, and like I say, either have a bit of a beach effect or have a harbour scene. So that's something I'm looking forward to doing. But like I said, I can't do any of this till I sort that corner out, because once all this is built up here, it's going to be very hard to reach in this corner. So that's why I want to do that as soon as possible, so I can get more done on the 009 part of the layout. Just do another view of it so give you an idea. I've got these dry stone walls to go around the railway there to separate it from the standard gauge line. And we'll just quickly find it. I actually bought this a couple of years ago now. It's a camping set. So that's my other alternative for here. If I've got enough space, build a campsite, and also like a bit of a, if I have an abandoned track going into a tunnel mouth there, so a bit of a mining museum. So that's that side of the layout took care of. Moving on to the main line. You see I've used these stone effect textured papers. Again, to create an impression of where the road comes from, where the passengers come from to get to the station. I made a bit of a tunnel mouth there. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. And I pretty much, if you remember an older video, used up all this paper. So I was lucky to find the fellow I bought them off on Facebook. I think it was Country Scenic, something like that. If anyone wants a link, just let me know. So out of a bit of hardboard and a few strips of balsa wood, I created this back scene here. For the rest, it's not perfect again. I mean, where the joint was, it wasn't great, so I filled it in with grey paint, and I'm going to again touch it up with another layer of grey paint, and I'll probably put some green flock on it just to give the impression of a bit of an overgrowth. So I just try and put it in situ. So that's going to go there. So you can see it's a different colour to the other paper. I suppose it's all getting the same printed paper all the time. So what I'll probably either do is I'll either replace this piece, or I'll try and weather it a little bit. I'll probably weather it first, see what it looks like. And that's the right sort of colour, that one. I've basically got to do a top for that, maybe put a light in it, like a tunnel light. The platform lights are all done on the longer platform, and the only thing I've got to do here, I've got to extend this platform a bit here. Well, I've actually glued that down now, but there's basically LED lights inside the platform, and all the lights are working as well. That's like the very first bit of scenery I've done there, the pond. I've got to redo that a bit because it's not great at the moment. It's had loads of ballast mixed in with the green, so I've got to tidy that up a bit. I'm still toying around with these sidings. I did have them together at one point, so I'll probably put them back to where they were. I went from 3 tracks here back to 2 tracks because they were a bit too squashed together when it was 3 tracks. So it's just going to be like basically a pilot siding now rather than a refueling point. And then we've got an extra platform there for an extra train. So as you can see, you get 3 or 4 coach train in there. And so going back over here, this is the oldest part of the layout that I actually done some scenery on. So I've glued the sheep down now because they were always falling over. And what I eventually want to do is get some rock climbers for the rocks here, make it a bit more interesting. I've got some fishermen to go on the pond here once I've redone it all. This end of the heritage line, I haven't done anything else on this yet because it might only be a temporary, because I'm hoping one day to basically extend the layout to the other end of the loft. So you can see down there I've got about another 10 foot I can go down there, so I'm hoping eventually to have the heritage station along this stretch here so I can make it a lot bigger and fit a lot more sidings in. But that's basically it for now. So I might decide to finish this off, or I might leave it, I don't know yet. But with the amount of trains I've got, I could do with more space really. Moving back over here. That's the textured paper used for the backgrounds. Again, over there, might get rid of the buildings, make a little bit of a field behind the signal box, and then put a few more farm animals on it, just create the impression of a road. And this is the fiddle yard. So I can get quite a bit on there, to be honest. It's quite a decent size. And because of where the 009 layout is, I was forever throwing junk there and storing it, so I've actually built a shelf. So that's all my junk stuff basically on that shelf. So it keeps it all off the layout. Going back here, and then I'll just show you what very quickly. These are basically what I store my rolling stock in that I can't fit on the layout. So these are brilliant, these drawers. They're not the cheapest, but they are great. All that's all stuff for the layout over there. Just even get a little example. So this is stuff I've got for the layout. So for the main station over there, next update I should have these on. Little waiting rooms. Got loads of figures. So go on, I'll probably go on the pilot siding, one of those skips. Station sign set. So I've got loads of figures ready to go on the layout. So it's just a case of getting other bits done first before I started gluing people down. So that's that anyway. So the next update, I'll hopefully have that main platform virtually finished. Again, there's another drawer. This is the big drawer that I got from Hobbycraft. And that's basically got most of my DC fitted locos in it. So quite a few now. I think that's it for now. So, like I say, going back to the problem corner, if anyone has any thoughts, any ideas, then please leave me a comment or a message on my Facebook page. And thanks very much for watching, much appreciated. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and like.